I like this guy.
He says he's ready for you now at 20 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Excellency, even though he's only 20, he wants that fight now with Usyk and Itauma.
I don't know, this is not good for
rounds. I think the division isn't that strong when it comes to the amount of ability that he has. I don't think anyone else has that amount of actual ability. What he lacks in experience, he makes up for in clear ability.
Usyk couldn't hide his admiration for Moses, calling him the future of boxing and praising his incredible talent. But when asked about the call-out, Usyk's confident smile said it all. He's ready, anytime, anywhere. This could be the clash fans have been dreaming about.
Alexander, what did you make of Moses' win on the weekend? What did you think?
the great man, the great fight. I think Itauma is future for boxing. I like this guy.
He says he's ready for you now at 20 years old.
Yeah.
Frank Warren drops a subtle but powerful hint. Usyk is already considering Moses Itauma's challenge. The excitement just went up a notch because if Usyk's thinking about it, the talks are real. Fans might not have to wait long before the big announcement lands.
You go. There's some good fights to be made. That's a consideration. We'll look at it.
Usyk next.
We're going to sit down. We're not making any decisions tonight.
Now, Usyk's coach Sergey Lepan shares his insight on what could be the next big move. Lepan acknowledges Moses' stunning victory over Dillian, praising his talent and potential, but he also warns how dangerous Usyk could be for him at this stage. The respect is mutual, but Lepan subtly reminds everyone that facing Usyk is an entirely different level.
Last fight, Itauma, there's good fight. Turkey is good man. This organizate more big fighter. More big event, and we see what we do, what next step, and we see what proposition with about.
Three-time world champion Duke McKenzie, a true legend of British boxing, gives massive respect to Moses' potential. He calls him a future wrecking ball who could dominate the heavyweight division in just a few fights. But McKenzie reminds everyone that despite Moses' rising power right now, nobody beats Oleksandr Usyk. That's the level of greatness we're talking about.
The more experience on his side, Itauma.
That's it. Absolutely.
Another 4 or 5 fights down the line, then you're looking at an absolute wrecking ball. Then he would beat everybody put in front of him.
They said
but nobody's going to. Yeah, nobody's going to.
They said Saturday who's going to give him the hands. That's what he was saying. He wanted them out.
Renowned trainer Dave Coldwell praises Moses' fearless attitude and unshakable belief that he can beat anyone, even Usyk. But Dave balances it with reality. Usyk is still a rare breed, a genius in the ring who stands at the very top. Moses might be the future, but today, Usyk remains the king.
He's a fighter, he's a winner, he's got plenty of ambition, and he truly believes that he can go in there and beat any man in the world right now, and that includes Oleksandr Usyk. Do I personally think it's too soon? Yes, I do. Usyk's he's a different breed, he's a different fighter. Yes, he's getting older.
Things get even more interesting as Gareth A. Davies talks about the ticking clock and why timing could decide everything in this dream matchup. He highlights one of the most crucial factors in this potential mega fight, timing. Usyk is already in his mid-30s, and by the time Moses fully peaks, Usyk might be 40. That makes this matchup a race against time. If the fight happens sooner, it could become a generational showdown between an experienced master and a young powerhouse. But Davies also hints at another huge factor, money. If the promoters and investors put up enough cash, Usyk could be tempted to take the challenge despite the risks. This isn't just about pride or belts anymore, it's about legacy, timing, and opportunity colliding at once. Fans are desperate to see this happen while both men are at their absolute best.
Usyk will want to fight Moses if he's 40 already. So maybe the clock is ticking, the clock is clicking, the clock is ticking for Moses to fight Usyk before he's 40. Maybe as well, he won't want to ruin his legacy, but maybe if Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to see the fight, put up enough money, maybe he will fight him, and maybe the legacy will be ruined. But maybe if he fights him before he's 40.
Moses Itauma speaks with supreme confidence, calling himself one of the most skilled heavyweights in the world. Despite being only 20, He genuinely believes his ring IQ and natural talent could trouble Usyk. But he also shows humility by admitting one thing: experience matters. Moses knows he hasn't yet tested himself in the deep waters of championship-level late rounds, and against someone like Usyk, that could make all the difference. It's refreshing to see a young fighter so self-aware yet hungry for greatness. Moses doesn't fear Usyk. He respects him, but he's preparing himself for the ultimate test. Every fight he takes now is a stepping stone toward becoming a complete fighter, ready to dethrone one of the greatest technicians of this generation.
This year?
Before the end of the year.
Yes.
100%. 100%.
And come on, Moses, give us a name. I know you said
Go
the
on.
crowd should give us a name, and there's many a contender ringside as well. Who do you want to see opposite you?
Usyk. These lot are saying Usyk.
It's Usyk, is it?
What's the crowd saying? What's the crowd saying? Everyone's just shouting.
Eddie Hearn keeps it brutally honest here. The fight between Moses Itauma and Usyk is a high-risk, high-reward scenario. At just 20 years old, Moses could shock the world with a knockout, or face a painful reality check against one of boxing's greatest tacticians. Eddie respects Frank Warren's careful handling of Moses's career, understanding that timing is everything in a matchup of this magnitude. It's not just about skill, it's about experience, composure, and strategy. Eddie's words reflect the boxing world's split opinion. Some believe Moses is ready to rise, while others think Usyk's brilliance could expose his inexperience. Either way, one thing is certain: when this fight happens, it won't just be another bout, it'll be a defining moment for both fighters.
Same time, he may go in there and get absolutely schooled by Oleksandr Usyk. Or he might knock him out, I don't know. But I, personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
The fight expert doesn't hold back, calling Moses Itauma one of the most naturally gifted athletes boxing has seen in decades. Comparing him to legends like Lennox Lewis, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury, he claims Moses brings something different: explosive speed and movement that heavyweight boxing hasn't witnessed before. At just 20, Moses is already being called one of the most exciting talents across all combat sports, not just boxing. That kind of praise shows why the hype around a potential Usyk versus Moses showdown is so intense. It's not just experience versus youth, it's about skill, style, and pure athletic brilliance colliding. If Moses keeps evolving at this pace, we could be looking at a once-in-a-generation fighter stepping into the ring with a living legend.
30 years even. You look at Lennox Lewis, he didn't fucking move like that for the weight. No way. As good as he was, he didn't move like that. AJ, hell of an athlete, he didn't move like that. Tyson Fury was a good mover for a big bloke. He doesn't move like that. He hasn't got that explosive speed. We're witnessing something so fucking special here. This is the most exciting combat sports athlete, any sport, MMA, boxing, whatever you want to talk about, in the world. And he's 20 years old.
Veteran commentator John Rawling lays it out clearly: when it comes to mega fights, money always talks. If the right promoters and investors push hard enough, Usyk versus Moses showdown could become a reality. But Rawling also offers a crucial perspective. Moses still needs more rounds, more experience, and tougher tests before stepping into the ring with a master like Usyk. He praises Usyk as the best of his generation, a man who has proven himself time and again against the giants of the sport. Yet, there's an undeniable sense of possibility here. Even though Rawling doubts the fight will happen immediately, the hype is unstoppable. Fans, promoters, and broadcasters all know that Usyk versus Moses would be one of the biggest events in modern boxing. Timing, money, and readiness, those are the keys that could make or break this dream matchup.
Well, money always talks, doesn't it? And come on, I mean, it's going to be vast, isn't it? And you know, if Turkey wants it, if the big noises over here, the big money men are moving towards that, then they'll be pushing for that. But at the moment, he needs rounds. And who are you going to put in?
Next, Francis Warren steps in with his own confident take on where Moses stands right now. The promoter speaks with conviction, making it clear that Moses Itauma is entering a new phase of his career. He hints that one more fight before December could perfectly set the stage for a huge showdown by year's end, potentially against names like Joseph Parker or even Anthony Joshua. But what really grabs attention is Warren's bold statement: Moses is already ready for the elite, and that list includes none other than Oleksandr Usyk. Coming from someone deeply involved in shaping Moses's career, this carries serious weight. It shows the level of confidence the team has in his skill set and mentality. Whether fans agree or not, Warren believes Moses isn't just knocking on the door of greatness, he's ready to kick it open. If Usyk accepts the challenge, we could be witnessing a generational clash sooner than anyone expected.
December, and then a big fight in December.
Joseph Parker, Ajit Kabay, who would you think?
They're not going to chuck names around. I don't think we need to. We're in a great position ranking-wise, but I think he's ready for the big guys now.
Oleksandr Usyk included in that list.
Former world champion Tony Bellew offers a balanced and respectful take. He admits his only concern about Moses Itauma is size, but quickly reminds everyone that Usyk has already shattered the myth of size by beating bigger, stronger men throughout his career. Bellew sees Moses as a future superstar of the heavyweight division, an outstanding talent with everything it takes to dominate the sport in years to come. However, he acknowledges that Usyk's technical mastery puts him in a league of his own right now. And this is where things get fascinating. On one hand, Moses represents raw youth, speed, and explosive power. On the other, Usyk brings unmatched experience, ring IQ, and composure under pressure. Bellew's words perfectly sum up why the boxing world is obsessed with this potential fight. It's the ultimate clash between the present king and the future heir to the throne.
I worry about with Moses is the size, but ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's next out.
Sky Sports' Adam Smith offers a measured assessment of Moses Itauma's standing among the heavyweights. He believes Moses already has the tools to beat most fighters in the division. But when it comes to the very top tier, names like Usyk, Dubois, and a select few others, it's still just a little too soon. That doesn't take anything away from Moses's incredible rise. In fact, it highlights how highly respected Usyk remains. To beat someone of Usyk's caliber requires more than talent. It takes experience, strategy, and composure under the brightest lights. Adam also subtly points out that Moses is evolving fast, and in just a few more fights, the gap between him and the elite could shrink significantly. The stage is being set for one of the most anticipated heavyweight clashes in recent years. And when the timing is right, Moses versus Usyk could deliver fireworks the boxing world will never forget.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. Of the top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them.
The stage is set for a potential heavyweight blockbuster, a clash between Oleksandr Usyk, the master technician and reigning king, and Moses, the explosive young phenom being hailed as the future of boxing. It's experience versus youth, skill versus power, legacy versus destiny. If Usyk wins, he cements his status as one of the greatest of his era. But if Moses shocks the world, we witness the birth of a new superstar. The anticipation is reaching boiling point, and the entire boxing world is watching closely. Who are you backing, Usyk or Moses? Drop your thoughts below.